I'm going to say good evening because this is a afternoon or evening wind down. So just coming into a beautiful practice where we're going to do some stretching through the legs. We'll build up a tiny bit of heat, but actually it's to regulate the nervous system and just wind the body down to help us come into rest actually. So we will end with a short shavasana, but this is a short practice for you to do at the end of the day. So get yourself comfortable, have a mat if it's available, but if not, it doesn't matter. We're just going to go with the flow here, and we shouldn't need any props, but do make sure that the room has a little bit of warmth, and it's always a bonus if you've got some peace and quiet. Okay, so let's come into what's known as constructed pose of rest. Soles of the feet on the floor, have a little check that they're hip width apart, and then gently come down to neutral spine. When I say neutral spine, some of us have this tendency to sort of flare the ribs out a little. You're going to just gently draw the ribs down so there's not too much space where the hand can fit underneath, rather than this, you know, where we've gone into more extension or back bend. So just drawing the ribs down, the pelvis is nice and neutral, and letting the scapula, so those shoulder blades, just rock down towards the floor. I'm going to check in with the head here, so that my chin isn't jutting out, but instead I've got what feels like a bit of length. Now, I often take my hands and pick up the head, and then just gently put that back down. Feels like I've created some space. Maybe just sigh out your day. So big controlled breath in, breathing into the belly, and a sigh out. And let the lower jaw just drop back from the top half of the jaw. So you've got some space in the teeth, in between the teeth, top and bottom set of teeth, and then inhale again. So closing the mouth, big breath in, and hold, let the belly rise. You can see my belly's nice and inflated, and then big sigh out. Shifting any worries, any energetic, stress. Maybe imagine it's just melting away from the fingers, the forehead. And then let's just give the jaw a little wiggle from side to side. So the lower jaw, little wiggle. You can feel the jaw, the ears moving. So we release down through the diaphragm, they're directly connected. And let's start to rock the head from side to side. And as you rock the head from side to side, maybe an awareness in the hair follicles moving, or making a noise as the hair moves. Feeling the scalp, the skin, just massaging against the floor. And taking a pause at the top there. And once again, just subtly sighing out. Every time you feel like you're dropping down a layer. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest and just interlace the fingers either behind the hamstring or over the shin. And give yourself a little pulse here in towards the chest. Call it a rebound. And you might even want to take the thumb and just work into the tissue around the groin area, that hip flexor. Just give a little press. Particularly if you've been at a desk all day and been sat for long periods. And then we're going to reach the right leg up, reach that towards the sky, draw your big toes towards your midline, and then just
interlace the fingers if you can. You could use a strap if you can't reach, just behind the back of the hamstring. And important here that we're not trying to yank, we're not trying to get that leg forward towards the nose. We want that lovely long thigh bone, that femur bone to sit in the hip socket. And then let's rotate through the ankle joint. And if you've been in shoes all day, spread the toes, feel into all the clicks and creaks. And move the foot, move the muscles. Lovely. Now let's bring that knee in again, and this time we're going to take the right knee, right ankle across the left thigh, and take the right hand and very gently press that into the inner thigh. It's a little stretch here. I've taken my right foot in flexion just to protect the knee. Always coming back to breath. Remembering that our practice is about synchronicity of breath and movement. I'm going to hug the knee in, the left knee in towards the chest this time. Options are to interlace the fingers so you thread the right arm through both inner thighs and the left arm around the edge of the left thigh and interlace the fingers at the back. Or we let that left heel drop down towards the glute. If you wanted to make that a little bit more intense, you take the hands onto the knee, cup the left knee. Now as we draw that leg in, the right leg in, can you draw your tailbone away from you so you're lengthening, you're trying to lengthen that spine. There's a deeper stretch here on that insertion of muscles in towards the glute. Oh, and then make sure you let that heel drop down as well. And then softly release the left foot. Release the left leg. And then drive both legs away. I'm going to take a delicious star shape here and just come into almost like a T shape or on the diagonal with the arms, and let the legs drop out to the side. And just close the eyes down and notice how that right leg feels. It almost feels like there's more energy in there. There's a release, like it feels longer. And it's just where we've just moved and shifted. We've moved tissues, no fascia, connected tissue. And drop back. And then gently returning back into constructive pose of rest. Let's take the other side now. Remember that rebound. You've got those options to hold the hamstring or the shin and just take about 6 pulses. Maybe you kneading that hip flexor. You know, you could even take some circles here and just massage. You've got options either side. And then reaching leg up towards the sky, holding on, deep stretch here by flexing the foot. And once again, there's a few clicks and creaks in there. Wiggling the toes. Really important to have healthy feet. They are our foundation, so working the muscles, mobility of the foot. You might even want to introduce a little tick-tock. And then hugging in so we can cross that ankle, left ankle over the right thigh, not the top of the right thigh, the bottom of the thigh. And again, we're going to interlace. So 2 options, interlacing for that figure of 4. Gently, you could create some resistance here and gently press the left elbow into the inner right thigh. I'm just going to hold here for 3 to 5 breaths, or over the top of the kneecap. So I find this trickier this side. And of course there's no symmetry in the body, so one side will be different to the other. And drawing that tailbone down. So it's again some resistance going on here. I'm drawing the knee in, the right knee in. So I'm trying to reach away with the tailbone. And just letting that heel drop. And then unwinding. So as you unwind, coming into star shape to reset. So you might go a little higher here. Dropping down another layer, letting the feet relax. And now you've got a sensation, a feeling that that left leg is longer than as long as the right leg. And then let's move back into a prep for some bridge. So everyone just taking a look down, check that the feet are, say everyone, I might be just speaking to one person, taking a check down that your heels are in line with your glutes. We're going to take the palms so they're facing down and just start to shoulders gravitate towards the floor. Start to think about bringing the arms up above the head, just rising up and overhead. Now some people can't get the arms right back, it doesn't matter. I just want you to move as far as it feels right for you. So inhaling, lifting the arms up. And you recall at the beginning where I said it's important not to flare the ribs out. It's very easy here to go into deep extension of the spine and stop. We're just moving with controlled movement and lifting up and getting a nice stretch underneath the armpits. And you might move a bit deeper. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the arms all the way up. Palms are facing up. And then we're going to slowly run these almost like angel wings down by the side of us. And as we get into a T shape, we're going to flip the palms so they're facing down. And then come all the way down by the side of us. So inhale, lifting up above the head. Exhale, angel wings. Keep an eye on those ribs. We get to a T shape and then we exchange that position. One more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, halfway and change position. Now we're going to bring in some hip work as well and spinal sequential movement through the spine. So you start to lift up the pubic bone towards the navel, posterior tilt. You press into your feet and you start to lift the hips. As you lift the hips all the way to the top, we keep an eye, maybe take a little check, those ribs haven't flared out. We give the glutes a little squeeze and we exhale all at once, all the way down. Can we do that twice more? So pubic bone towards the navel, posterior tilt, press into the feet, lifting the hips, the hip bones come up, little squeeze of the glutes as you press into the floor, maybe reaching your knees away from you, and exhale all the way down, keeping that spine in neutral. One more time. Inhale, pubic bone towards navel, lifting up, little squeeze at the top, pressing into the feet. Exhale, neutral spine all the way down. We're going to put that all together now with our angel wings. Pubic bone towards the navel, lifting up through the arms, hips come up. Exhale, neutral spine, angel wings come into T shape. We flip the palms and come all the way down. Twice more. Pubic bone towards the navel, lifting up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Just checking in. My neck's gone into a little bit of extension, so I'm just checking in there. My fundamentals. Pubic bone towards the navel, lifting up. Angel wings as the spine returns back into neutral. And relax. Give yourself a hug in, knee in towards the chest, and a rebound of both knees there. For 6. One last movement here. We're going to pick up the right leg, take that across the left leg, bring the arms out into a T shape. Just slide that heel away a little. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to just take a little twist towards the left hand side. You might look down that right arm. So nice spinal twist. Big breath in. Exhale, coming back to center. Unlacing that right leg, bring that down towards the floor, settle the pelvis. Other side, lifting up the left leg, crossing that over the right leg like you're sat in a chair. Make sure the right heel isn't too close to the glute. Take a breath in. Exhale, coming over towards the right. Maybe a cheeky look towards the left if it feels comfortable. And exhale, come to center. Releasing both legs now. And sliding the arms and legs just a little further into Shavasana. Just settle here. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Bringing your attention now to a soft breath travelling in and out through the nose. Gentle curl of the fingertips. I'm going to let you rest here now. Take as long as you need. And as always, I thank you for teaching me the most. Namaste.